Hello everyone, this is Code in Heaven, and today we're going to create to-do application with React. I'm going to use Visual Studio Code, and I have already created the folder where I want to store my project. So all we need to do right now is just to start our application with npx create react app. Besides that, we're going to give it a name. In my case, it will be my to-do, and I hit enter. And now only one thing we have to do is just wait when we'll have all our packages installed. I already saw my package.json. Just wait a little bit more and we'll get all our folders and necessary details installed. Okay, happy hacking. I think I'm just going to run our project with npm run start. It helps us to develop our server. Oops, run folder, going to my to-do, newly created app, and npm run start. Okay, that's what we can see here. All these random things. Let's just clean it a little bit. Okay, we have app CSS, app.js, index.js. This is our entry point. I'm going to get rid of these comments. Report web vitals, we don't need that. Get rid of this as well. Alright, I keep cleaning, removing all our logos. We don't really need that. I increased the speed of this video, so you really don't need to see that, but pretty much we're just getting rid of our comments. And then, right now, we have our index.html. I'm going to change the title to do, maybe, let's do like to do personal assistant. Yeah, that looks good. Right now we have an error, cannot resolve index.css. So to fix that, only one thing I have to do is just go to my index.js and remove import statement. Simple as it is. Let's open it in our localhost 3000 browser. Right now it's a blank page. This is how it's supposed to be after removing everything. Create a new folder named components. This is where I'm going to store them. First component will be header.js. And also I want to create list.js. It will be responsible for all our array that actually holds our values. And the last one will be task.js for actual single task. Right now what I'm going to do, I open a new bash and I want to create a new file named utils. For that, I just want to make sure I'm in the right folder. Okay, let's move to our my to-do, and I guess we can try it here. Actually, no, I think we actually have to move to our source, cd source, and now I'm going to use touch util js. That's will do. Okay, we have our newly created folder. Our file, and let's go inside. I'm going to comment it out and say this file is handling date conversion. Yeah. So I'm creating const. I'll name it date handling, and right now I'm going to pass two parameters, month and day. So this will be responsible for getting our month and day number values and convert them into our literal values. I created const month, January, February, etc, etc, etc. So we have our 12 months here. I'm creating a new variable named week. We're actually going to do weekday. Again, we're just passing, we're just creating an array that will hold 7 days, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, etc, etc. This AI helped me a lot. But pretty much that's it. Right now we're just going to return these two values and their indices. So our parameters month and day is actually going to determine what index, what value we're going to get. For month, we're going to return month, and for weekday, we're just going to return day. This is it. Right now, I'm going to comment. Let's see. I think, yeah, return week and month, but maybe let's comment first our date handling. Yeah, so we're passing our indices and then we actually use them to actually return values. So month and a day. Okay, looks good. I'm going to create our validate function pretty much. Right now, if our user input will be empty or short, I'm not going to let it in. So let's create a const validate input, and we're passing a parameter, so it'll be input or message, right? Because we want to make sure when we create our new to-do value, we want to make sure it's valid, right? We don't want to create length of 0 or pass something empty. So just basic validation. For me, it will be length less than 120 characters and more than 0. That should be good enough. So if that's the case, we're just going to return false. If our validation did pass, we're just going to return true. As I said, very basic validation. Okay, and right now, we have these two date handling and validate input. We have to export them, right? To be able to actually use them. So I use export, curly braces, date handling, and input. That should be good enough. This looks good. Let's go to header. And right now, we're going to create our first component. Const header equals. We don't have any parameters yet, but right now, I just want to return a simple header, right? Just AI did show me what I want to return. Yeah, so we got our header, and I just want to type, oops, hello world, wrong one. So header, hello world. That's where it works, right? Because we still have to export our header and make sure it's all works. Okay, export default header, and I'm going to pass this into our app inside class, or first of all, yeah, we have to import it. Okay, so we're just importing our header from our components, and then we add our header component into our block, our app. Okay, so compiled was a problem. Cannot resolve header. Okay, so it looks like on line 2 I made a mistake and just imported it from the wrong place. So we changed components header. Ta-da! Hello world. Okay, looks good to me. Right now we're going back to our header and actually going to change our component, and I would say we have to import our util.js. Okay, so today this will be our heading. We're also creating div. Inside div, I want to create h2, and here we're actually going to pass a few values, right? We want to pass month and day. For example, today is well, looks like it's like, well, 11/19th, I would say so, right? Anyway, right now let's go and import our util date handling from util, and right now I'm going to create our let today date. It's a new date. Okay, cool. Let my second variable will be converted date. So here I actually going to pass it through our date handling. Okay, date handling, and in parameters I'm going to pass today date, our day, and the month. Get date, get month, and the second parameter is supposed to be today date, get, we need to pass our day. All right, and here we're actually going to use our converted date on line 13th. So converted date, remember what we actually have to get in return in our date handling, month and date. But for now, I want to create today, set today. This is how we're going to manage our state. In our React application, use state, and we're going to pass day, month, and a year. Yeah. Well, I don't think we actually need a year, but let's do just day, today, date, get date. We're going to pass month, converted date. Yeah. Okay, I just want to double check. Converted day, month, and weekday day. Just convert day 0, because that's what I want to get. I want to get my month, and for time, it will be today date, and we have a local time string. This is what I'm going to use. Time, today, date, to local string, time string. Fantastic. Another thing I want to add is just day of week, right? And that will be just converted date 1. Okay. I'll just transfer it over here. Day of week. That will do. So right now we're going to our today, line 20. I'm going to take our today variable that holds our state, and I want to pass today month and today day. So we're just going to add today time for our H2. Okay, let's see. Now it's supposed to work. Oh, I forgot to actually add use state. Fixed. All right, so today, October 29th, 3:35:45 p.m. Okay, looks good. Only one thing I want to change right now is to get rid of these seconds. I just want to keep it like 3:35. Don't really need seconds. For that, I have a choice, or I'll create a new application. I'm sorry, a new file, right? Like in utils, or just do it here. Well, let's do it right here. Okay, const format time equals, we're going to get a time, and inside our parentheses I'm going to define new value for it. Let our time first half equals time split. We're going to split. I want to use these columns to split my time, and we will have 3 parts, right? So I'm going to get let time period equals, again, time first half split, and we're actually going to split it by different things. So we're actually referring to our 45 p.m. part. This is where will be our 1, 2, 3, and I'm referring right now to time period 45 space p.m. This our line 13 variable represents to. So we're splitting it based on the space. And right now we're creating less formatted time equals, here's the thing, we're going to change our time period in time first half and make it more formatted. So we take the whole first half, the first part, right? Then we're going to take the time period. Time half 1, I'm sorry. We're going to take our time half, so first hour, then this is minute representation, and the end we're going to pass our time period, so PM or EM, right? Okay, so formatted time has hour, time, hour, minute, and our time period like AM or PM, no seconds. Okay, right now we can just return it. Return formatted time. And again, we're going to export it as well. Export format time. Going back to our header. I'm creating our variable formatted time. Here, I'm going to take our today date to local time string and actually pass it as a parameter to our format time function we just made in our utils. Let's import it. Let's go back to utils. Just want to make sure. Format time. Yeah, this is correct naming. We're importing format time over here, line 7, and we're passing today date to local time string, and then we're changing our line 14 time to formatted time. And here we go. We have 3:39 p.m. without any seconds. Now I'm going to create a new function. Let's comment it out. Create a separate function to update our time. So here we go. So every 60 seconds, our time is going to be updated. So set today, previous value, and we're just going to say prev, day, month, and pretty much everything will be the same, except our time will be different. So right now, time, colon, And we're just going to reapply that format time, today date, to local time string. Copy paste. But instead of format time, today date, we're going to say new date to local time string. That should work. Okay, and here we're going to use another hook of React use effect. And this is when we're actually going to execute our update time. So let's create that. In our parentheses, I'm going to define update type. And here I'm going to set an interval, how often it's going to be updated. So for every 60 seconds. Set interval. For this, we actually have two parameters. What function is supposed to execute, and for how often. In our case, should be 6,000. No, 60,000. Yeah, 60,000. That should be 1 minute. After that, we just have to return and clear our interval. Otherwise, we might have a memory leak, so we don't really want that. So use effect is going to execute and on the interval of 60 seconds. And now I added no dependencies, so supposed to just do it once, not related to anything else. Okay, so 341 right now. Okay, I just going to install a new Fort Awesome library dependency for our project. Okay, npm install Fort Awesome, React from Font Awesome, FreeSalt SVG icons. Okay, it's all there. I'm going to our task again. In our task, I'm going to say import this Font Awesome that we just got, Font Awesome. And actually, we have to also define from. So we should have our Font Awesome icon from this particular React Font Awesome sold SVG icons. I just highlighted. Okay. So after we imported that FreeSalt SVG icon, I'm going to do import this particular icon we're looking for. This is FA check, just to make sure that as soon as we're done with our task, I want to be able to mark it as check, like this check mark icon I want to use. Okay, right now we don't have it yet, but I just want to show you. Where did I find it? Font Awesome. Yeah, React. Here we go. You can see it's all on the screen, npm install. So yeah, absolutely. I'm passing this link. You can access it in my repository, or you just can copy and paste it. It's up to you. All right, let's create task. This will be our component. Const task equals, I'm going to pass some props. That will be task description. And I'm going to pass another prop called is active and in update mode, because I want to actually combine editing and adding a new task, to be more efficient. Okay, so inside, actually, we have to create. I'm going to create const is complete or set complete. This variable is going to hold the state of our task. And every time when we need update task is going to execute. We're going to use our set task state. Okay, for now it's false. All our tasks will be marked as false, right? And I'm going to display this fi check mark only if our task is completed. So, okay, return. I want to use our div container. I'm going to create second div. And I'll give you the ID task description container. So right now I'm going to give ID to our single task, so it will be easier for me to work with it. Okay, so single description container and task description container. Our wrapper. Okay, so if our is completed variable true, we're actually going to display this fi check mark, right? Pretty much saying, yeah, it was completed. It's marked as checked. Let's see. Yeah, this is how we should use it. Font Awesome icon. In my case, it's supposed to be FA check. Font awesome icon attribute check. Yeah, that should be good. I'll give it an ID as well. Check mark. Cool. All right, but it's going to be displayed only if our is completed state is true. Else, if it's not completed, I'm not going to display anything. Just will be empty blank space. Okay. Also, I want to get our paragraph, our P, and inside P, I'm just going to pass task description. Yes, so just imagine how it's going to look like. We have our container, we have our check mark that is going to be displayed, and we have our actual task description. And if you'll click on this, right, I want to start our in update mode. In update mode is just like a kind of a callback that we're passing back to our parent. Because remember, React is only one-way data flow. So from parent to its child, not the opposite, but we still can trigger callbacks, right, in our parent after something happened in our child. I think I'll just probably put it right here. Yeah, it still be in a description container, but I will create additional span. It will be our button for deleting, and if we're going to press on it on click, I'm just creating is active. So this is actually marking our task as deleted, and again it's going to call back to our parent. Export default task. I think we should be good. All right, let's go back to list. This will be our parent component, our list, and it's going to be responsible for all necessary things. Creating list, and in our parentheses const, new task. First of all, I'll start with a new task. If user decide to add a new task, this will be a place use state. For now, it will be just empty. Okay,